Hello you absolute legends, and thank you so much for joining me again today at Pedal a Bike Away, How to Get to Boneyard Part 2. Now, if you've been with me on this journey, thank you so much, and I apologise I'm using the same footage as last week, but for those of you who have just joined me for the first time, or you've used this search to get to Boneyard, I'm just sharing you some of the features you'll find. It's become a very popular trail. My mind has been blown away by the number of people who watch this video on how to get to Boneyard in the first 12 to 16 hours, let alone not even a week later. Now, of course, I traditionally, as I did last time, to get to the trailhead or to get up to the top of Launchpad, for example, this is the route I always used to take and still do now when I'm on my MTB. A lot of videos I take into consideration MTBs as well as EMTBs, and that actually is the easiest way to get to the top of Launchpad and part of the way to get over to the trailhead. Now, I did stop here at Launchpad, and of course I'm going to take you to the left this time. Yes, it's a scenic route and it takes you in a bit more orientation of other trails that are available. That's why I did it. It isn't the fastest or easiest, and I did put that route in the description, but I apologise if you didn't see it. I do understand people are visual, auditory and kinaesthetic, but going this way you get to see trails like this, Wormhole. You now know that Wormhole is just down from Launchpad, or where you come up from the skills area, the Red Ascent, also the part of the Free Miners updated trail, and now you know where you are on that fire road for orientation. Of course, then that's the Red Descent, the very first descent on the Free Miners Trail, part of the fun and the updated features. And of course, that's why I wanted to share it with you. Now, of course, yes, we did go to the left, and the reason I showed you that was to show you those additional trails. Now you can see where Launchpad is. I want you to pay attention to this fire road to the left. We're going to get to that in a little bit. That's where you come out of Countdown. So we'll pay attention to that in just a moment. We're going to go up this way now and make our way towards Boneyard, a much easier and faster way again, absolutely. But of course, I wanted to take you on a more scenic route that was also quite a gentle bimble. That to the left just there, if you take that route, that does join you onto the Verdurous Trail, and that will take you straight to the trailhead. Again, in my recent video I've just done for that. This is the crossing for the Verdurous Trail. This is marker number 62. Marker 61 is back at Boneyard. We'll get to that in a minute, but that's marker number 62, the Verdurous crossing. So now you are aware of where you are when you cross that fire road. Just stopping here, because if you carried round to the left at the very end there by the green gate, you could join on to then the single track and Cashbox Trail. Cashbox then leading you on into Supercross, then down into TNT, over to the Y2K area, and then down into Bear Trap, or even Stickwitch if you're actually wanting to go that far along. Now, of course, we're not going to do that. We are just going to scoot round to the right here, and we're going to make our way to the Boneyard Trailhead. Of course, yes, this is the easiest, and I put it in the description. And again, I apologise I didn't add this on as a video. I am sorry about that. But I thought if there's another standalone video, this is another way to get there with a bit more orientation in this video that I'm sharing with you today. This is the Boneyard Trail, of course, and you're right on top of marker number 61. Marker that is just behind me to the right there. Of course, you may have come along this way from the Verdurous Trail. You'll see that blue and red split just there. Blue Verdurous will take you forward just a bit to marker 61. And then, of course, you've got the Boneyard Trail to the left. Now, if you'll stick around with me, I really hope you will. This video is time-stamped, as I said earlier, and it is in the description. I want to take you down some work I did here on the left here to try and repair some of the damage the boar have done on the Corkscrew Trail. I'd like to take that lower Corkscrew section up that's still open at the moment, even though the top is closed, and then down to the Sheepskull area where the Saturday crew have done some really brilliant work near the bomb hole, updating the area and also putting in some drainage, and I mean blink and you'll miss it. Now, before we carry on, I want to jump down GBU, a line that I do the qualifier for, but I haven't finished the entire trail, one of several I haven't finished or even done yet at the Forest of Dean. I'm going to drop into GBU, I'm going to stop at an area to give you more orientation where you can get onto the Corkscrew Trail that is still open. It's only the top section that's closed at the moment. So if you'd like to jump on board, my friends, let's just jump into GBU. We'll then, after we've done the top section of that, pop into Corkscrew, and then from Corkscrew, some of the updates there, to Sheepskull. Oh gosh, I'm so happy that you guys are with me on this journey. Thank you so much. And also showing you that I start back here, which you might not see in the videos, because I take ages to get my feet in the pedals. And if they are like that, I can carry on. Right, Duck, you ready? Right, let's just do this and pop into here, not trying for any records, just going to go for my bike body separation here, keeping my tyres on the ground. I'm not going to try and jump these, that would be silly. I just want to warm up. Oh, cheeky Strava lines, naughtiness, how rude. Right, bike body separation, that's nice. And again, I'm not going for any speed records, just warming up and practicing. Awesome sauce. Right, and just around here,
as we get to this next section, I'm going to pull over to the left and show you another insight. I'm not going to carry on down here to the next section. I'm going to gently pull down here to the left, making sure no one's coming. There we are. Right. Awesome stuff. Okay, so I've done the good bit of the good, bad and ugly, GBU. I'm not going to do the lower bit, even though I've done this down here. I haven't done the bad and ugly drops yet, no. But just to give you an orientation, that's the main push up there, and if you just scooch up about 100 meters there, to the left is that entrance to Flatlands, and also that route that takes you over to the far side to Y2K Elephant Man and the like. So this is that little push in here, and I just want to scoot you down the second part of Corkscrew, because I wanted to show you some stuff that I've been doing. Now again, this top section of Corkscrew is closed at the moment, and I am just a Dean Trail volunteer. Honestly, I've only been doing it 2 years. I'm in my infancy, and I do what I'm told by many of the team leaders and a lot more important people than me. But last week, I was actually entrusted on my own to carry on this section here and clean up the lines, and I had to do some work down here. You can see that the wild boar have been in the little tinkers all the way down, and they've actually been eating into the trail.
So I've just zoomed in to show some of the work where I'd cleaned up some of that mess that the wild boar had made, and I put loads of branches down after I'd flattened it out to try and gauge the line again, and you'll see me riding down that in just a moment.
Aren't they little tinkers? So I thought, because I didn't ride last week after the dig, I want to just pop down here and have a look down to the fire road, and I'll hopefully reveal some more caveats for you, my friends. Right, here we go. So it doesn't look like the boar have been doing any more naughtiness around here. Not yet anyway. Let's have a little look. Oh, they have been back again, the little tinkers. Right, not too bad there. Just up over this. Cheeky bit of air. And it gets droppy and rolly around here. There we go. Not in for any speed races here. Just out to have a look at the trail. Hopefully I'll be allowed to come along here and do a bit of cleaning next week when we're back. But it just depends what the team leaders and the like have got planned. Just take that outside line here. There we go, and then around, and then we've got the droppy whoppies here. Droppy, droppy, droppy. There we go. Lovely jubbly, lovely doubly. And I'm just going to stop here because I'm not going to go down there to Corkscrew. Here's that next caveat. Do you remember we were at Launchpad just round there? This is that fire road. And this fire road here goes along to that plateau you get to when you're doing the push-up, especially when you're on an MTB, especially when it's warm. In fact, any time when you're doing the push-up or cycling up, we all stop at the plateau there. It will become relevant in a minute, have a chat and a drink of water. This is that fire road. So I'm now going to make my way along this fire road, and I'm going to take you with a bit of speed, a bit of voiceover.
And in just the blink of an eye, my friends, we're at the next interesting point in that plateau I talked about.
And here we are. That's the bit you'll all recognise. We've just done that push up there, and this is where we all stop for a chin wag. Again, this is that fire road. In fact, if you carried on all the way down this fire road, you would actually end up on the very last descent, the Dragon's Tail of Verderers, the bit where it kicks up around and goes down. That's where this fire road will take you.
As we scooch across now, then, just another little bit of an insight here. I was told early on when I started mountain biking here that everything below this the fire road here gets a lot spicier. So in other words, if you session things above this fire road, it's not so bad. So as I progressed onto the reds and blacks, I would stick to everything above this fire road and stop when I got to the fire road. I think the only one that's a little bit of an oddity here is that rat's nest of actual roots and the like on Sheepskull, which is just above this fire road here. That's the only one that I find weird. Every other trail here is kind of sessionable and playable up to this fire road, and then it gets a lot spicier the further you go down, my friends. Right, we're almost at Sheepskull.
Right, I thought this area was actually closed for a minute. I got a little bit concerned, but it looks like it's open. This is Lower Sheepskull. I'm just going to drop down in here in a minute. But obviously that's all been taped off because I don't know what's been happening here. But these are all the lines, you know, coming down from Sheepskull. And I say this is the only caveat. Everything down from here is spicier. But on Sheepskull, that's the spicy bit that everyone, including myself until I was able to get down it with the help of a friend, that bit is super spicy as well. So I want to see what the Saturday crew have been up to down here. Hopefully, looking at some of the pictures they've done, they worked on drainage and it's going to be quite exciting. And it looks like they've been stacking rocks and stuff here to carry on working down there. This is the lower section, and again, that where I've already explained, that will take you down to the final descent of Verderers. Right, let's have a little look at you, you spicy little tinker. Right, my feet are in the pedal, duck duck is ready. Let's have a little bimble down this lower Sheepskull here and see what the Saturday crew have been up to. Lovely jubbly. Oh, haven't been down here for a while, to be honest. I'm going to take the low side. Is that the correct line? Have I just cheated? I don't know. Maybe I should have taken that high line. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to investigate that and do some YouTube searching. And I know that the work, a lot of the drainage work has been going on down around the old Wormhole, down around here. Oh yes, it has been cleaned up.
I'm sorry, I just had to stop here to show you. As the trail is open, I'm happy to share these images here, but this is actually the work that went on behind the scenes while the trail was closed on the Saturday crew. They're putting in the drainage here, and after all that hard work and all stones being moved by hand, everything done by hand, you can't even see where that drainage is. It's almost invisible. Indeed, trail fairies, my friends.
Lots of drainage. Oh, I'm seeing some other stuff going on. Oh, awesome sauce. Right. Oh, it looks like the Saturday crew have been smashing it, doing some really exciting things. Alan, who was one of the original founders, has just got so many brilliant ideas about what he wants to do here. It's so amazing. I can promise you that if the Saturday crew are on it, they are going to give it large portions. And the Wednesday crew, we're doing our best on corkscrew to make it more corkscrewy and a little bit more cheeky and playful. And hopefully that'll be open sooner rather than later. Tiny bit of air, but not much. And there we are. That's lush. I need to look into what the crew have been doing on Saturday. I can see that it's been cleaned up and there's definitely been drainage, but I'm almost seeing other things that I don't want to mention yet because that's interesting. Oh, suits you, Saturday crew DTV.
My friends, if you're still with me to the end of this video, thank you so much for coming along for this episode, and I hope this diary entry with me giving you a how to get to Boneyard part 2 is really useful. Again, I did put it in the description for the video, but of course I realise some people don't read the descriptions of videos, and that's my fault. I do apologise. This is Corkscrew as you knew it. There are changes being made that are going to make it much more corkscrewy, if that's even a word, which I don't think it is. And of course, I'm really excited because it is coming towards the winter now, and no, please don't be upset for me saying that, but as a Dean Trail volunteer, we need that rain. That rain allows us to be able to do more maintenance on the trails. You know, Boneyard, for example, opened up and we've had such a fantastic and dry summer that in actual fact the trail needs a lot of maintenance already. Being such a sandy area, and you know this because once you think you've got your bike 100% clean at the bike wash or cleaning it yourself at the Forest of Dean after a day out, you wake up the following morning only to realise there's still a load of sand left over on your bike frame. So we need that rain to come in and get the ground as saturated as possible so we can do as much maintenance as possible. And I'm hoping this winter a lot more maintenance is going to happen, finding out where those new drainage issues are occurred, get them maintained so that for next summer you guys can have as much fun as you can on the trails. I've been absolutely humbled to be a part of Dean Trail Volunteers. I'm so excited what the team leaders and the board of directors have got planned. I really do appreciate your kind words and support. And my friends, I thank you for joining me on this diary entry today and coming on a ride with me. I have exciting things planned for the future. I'm starting to get my footage back again. I'm having my Hero 12 replaced. It's coming next week. The footage you saw in this recent video, that was actually on a GoPro Hero 10. It's great even with the max lens mod on, but it still doesn't match the power of the GoPro Hero 12 with that hyperview feature. My friends, this is me actually, the only bit of footage I've got of me actually going down the lower section of Corkscrew, but it was the second time I'd done it. I've lost that ability to be joyous and happy and show how excited I was to have actually completed the lower section of Corkscrew. But I will be doing a pre-ride of the trail, along with many other trails coming up in the future, including Endo, Mr. Rooty, which I've never ridden before, Cougar, which I've only ridden the top section. Someone recently asked me if I could go ahead and do a pre-ride of Wormhole, which I was quite humbled to do. My name is Jason. My friends, thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and until next time, I wish you now and always many, many happy trails.